Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Paul's Computer Emporium. In this unique video we're embarking on an adventure that's quite unlike our usual content. Today we're diving into a no-frills restoration of a Dell CPx Latitude laptop from the past. If you're on a mission to revive a Dell CPx, or if you're simply captivated by the intricate world of retro laptop restoration, you're in for a treat, otherwise this one might not be for you. So sit back, relax and enjoy the soothing music as we breathe new life into this fascinating piece of computing history. So what we'll be doing is opening up and removing some of the main components that can cause this CPX not to power on or have major issues. And while we're at it, we might as well replace the thermal paste on the CPU module. The CPX and the CPT variant should be identical. Both have ATI graphics and ESS Solo 2 sound cards. But the CPT, another variant, looks the same on the outside but uses NeoMagic for both sound and graphics. The Dell CPX was part of the Latitude series designed for business pros and tech savvy folks at its time. It was a workhorse built to tackle tasks that mattered most. The CPX was known for its durability, reliability and of course that iconic Dell design. So these days, with countless methods to enjoy vintage DOS and Windows games, including emulation and classic desktop setups, does it really make sense to explore the option of a classic old Dell laptop? Or is it more sensible just to not bother with it? Well, for me, after playing around with these for quite a few years, recently I found myself always going back to vintage desktops. The reason being, like with DOS bots, when it works great, but when you find something that does not work right, it's difficult to overcome. Let me give you an example. Problem with graphics in the game on this laptop? On a desktop you can just switch out the graphics card. S3 version not working right? Change it for the onboard graphics or an ATI card. So with this in mind, an old Dell laptop can be practical and still have the nostalgia factor you're looking for. However, it's important to ensure the compatibility and performance before making a decision on one of these. So let's sit back now and see if this old workhorse that's seen its fair share of use can handle being torn down and built back up one more time. So if your laptop's not powering on, here we have two of the main culprits, the CPU and power module. Reseating the CPU module can be an easy fix for a power issue. If you press firmly on the centre you should hear a nice click if it's popped out of place. This is quite a common fault in these laptops. If you see one on eBay that does not power on, it's quite possible to think it might only be the CPU module has come out of its socket. Of course this is not definite and just one of the many issues. It could be completely fried inside, but it is a common issue that does happen. It saddens me to think how many of these ESS ATI laptops have been thrown out just due to this. Okay, so all back to working. I've tested it more fully than this and we'll do a follow-up video showing a few more games running and some benchmarks if it gets any interest. If you want a cheap Windows 98 laptop, then this is about as cheap as you can get. Quite a nice laptop for playing most old games when paired with an external monitor and mouse. It's VBE 2.0 for games like Quake and Duke High Res, which you can manage 640x480 no problem. These often sell for under £60 in the UK and £30 with not powering on if you want to take that risk. But keep away from the Neo Magic variants due to sound compatibility. Overall, these are quite easy to find and work on, so not that bad, but there is better out there if you want to pay for it. Worth mentioning, these laptops don't work with 256 meg RAM modules, so the total max RAM will be 256 meg. Also, the CPU modules can be changed between the laptops, which is quite nice, and there's a really cool docking station you can buy, the PPL Dock 2, not to be confused with the port replicator, as the full dock has PCI slots, which means you could add a Voodoo Banshee and all nice stuff like that. This one's been long and taken quite a long time to put together. I purchased one of these laptops and the screen was ruined in the post. On the bright side, the seller is one of the best kind. If you enjoyed this taste into repairing laptops and you like seeing motherboard components and repairs of all sorts of electrical things, check out Adrian's Digital Basement. That should definitely scratch that itch. Thanks for watching guys, catch you in the next one.